Toyota CHR all keys lost, not supported on Autel IM608? Real fix explained. Hey folks, Hussein here, and welcome back to Baabji Motors, the garage where tricky diagnostic problems meet simple, powerful solutions. Before we kick things off, quick heads up. This video is strictly for educational and informational use only. Everything you see is meant for technicians, learners, and passionate enthusiasts. All trademarks, images, and clips belong to their respective owners, and you should always respect manufacturer guidelines and local laws when performing any automotive work. Now let me ask you something. What would you do if you're trying to program all keys lost on a 2023 Toyota CHR, and suddenly the Autel IM608 flashes a dreaded message saying the current smart main ECU software version number is not supported? That's exactly the nightmare scenario we're diving into today. Before we get into the solution, let me throw a fun challenge your way. Can we smash 10,000 likes and hit 1,000 thoughtful comments within the next 7 days? I know you all can do it. And don't forget, you can also hype this video down in the comments. It's free, it's fun, and it helps push this video up the YouTube charts so more people battling the same issue can find it. Subscribing and ringing that bell keeps you tuned in to all our latest problem-solving tutorials. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. All right, let's get right into it. So here's the situation. A technician attempts to program a Toyota CHR, model year 2023. All keys lost using the Autel IM608 together with the APB112 emulator. Everything looks fine until the device refuses to back up the Immobilizer data via OBD. Instead, it throws the error message saying the smart main ECU version isn't supported. That can be a real roadblock because without that backup, you're stuck. But here's the good news. There are solutions. In fact, you've got two solid options depending on your tools and access. Option 1 is to go ahead with the backup immo data process. If you get lucky and it completes successfully, you can then use the APB112 to generate what's called an analog key. That analog key acts as your temporary lifeline, allowing you to add a brand new smart key into the system. Option 2 comes into play if your device supports the Smart Box Reset function. Now, keep in mind, this feature isn't available on every region's devices, especially in the USA. But if your tool has it, you can reset the entire Immobilizer box. Once it's reset, you can program a new key to a freshly cleared immo system, bypassing the need for the APB112 altogether. But let's say neither of those methods works out. Then you've got to bring in some backup strategies. Without a bypass cable, you'll need to obtain a 12-digit security code from a third-party provider to continue the process. That's the only way forward when OBD communication alone isn't enough. Alternatively, if you've got access to a more advanced tool like Abrites, you might be able to reset the Immobilizer box through that method instead. So what's really happening behind that error message? In simple terms, the Autel IM608 cannot back up Immobilizer data for that particular smart box version via OBD. That's why the tool blocks you, and that's why those two alternative methods, backup and analog key creation, or smart box reset, exist as workarounds. And there you have it. The mystery solved, the path forward revealed. Thanks for sticking with me till the very end. So, was the answer to our intro question, what do you do when Autel IM608 says the Toyota Smart ECU version isn't supported? Pretty straightforward. You either back up immo data and create an analog key with the APB112, or, if supported, perform a smart box reset and program a fresh key. If neither is possible, that's when you look into third-party PIN codes or alternative diagnostic tools like Abrites. Personally, I think Autel's limitation here is frustrating, but it's also understandable given how fast Toyota updates security protocols. The silver lining is that the community always finds creative solutions, and that's what makes this field so fascinating. I'd love to know what you think. Have you faced this exact issue before, and what method worked for you? Drop your experience in the comments, because your solution might just save another technician hours of struggle. Here's a cool automotive fact before we wrap up. Did you know Toyota was among the first automakers to introduce transponder key technology back in the mid-1990s? That innovation set the stage for today's complex Immobilizer and smart key systems we're now trying to bypass or reset. All right, time for the final push. Let's hit 10,000 likes, gather 1,000 powerful comments, and hype this video to the top. Don't forget to subscribe, share this with your network, and if you found this content truly valuable, a super thanks goes a long way to support Baabji Motors. Until next time, keep diagnosing, keep learning, and keep moving forward.